Oh my God, what a week. What's up YouTube? My name's Quickie, welcome back to the channel. I'm having a hell of a week this week. Basically, I'm in doing 12-hour shifts in work. Just because there's some training I need to get done and all that sort of stuff. So my week at the minute is kind of up at, I don't know, 7, something like that. Come in here, do a few little odds and sods and stuff, but I don't get very long in here at all. And then go from here straight to my other work, stay there until like 11 PM, get home about, I don't know, half 11, quarter to 12. At that point I can have something to eat, watch telly for half an hour and then go to bed and do it all again. However, it's going to be worth it because I'm going to get signed off on stuff. So this is just like the update. I'm sorry it's a couple of days late, but I've been busy. I've been properly busy. But I wanted to show you some bits and bobs and stuff that I've got coming through because we've got stuff. Right. I'm all bunged up and stuff as well. That's not pleasant. Right, in no particular order, because I've literally got 45 minutes before I need to go to my work. So I've just got no time this week at all. Have a look at some of the bits and pieces that we've got. So I've got my piece of stainless. I've got another mandrel bend to get my, well, you've seen it before. That homemade exhaust and whatnot, I need a little bit more of a curve and stuff to be able to get it out to where I want it to be. That I think is going to be the preferred option. However, that could be noisy as hell because I've basically chopped out one of the baffles to it. So I am looking around at different options if I need to run a more conventional setup like a, you know, like with the wish can and all that I've got set up there. What I'm thinking for the dyno, that setup is just going to have to do. I don't care if it sticks out at stupid angles and all sorts of stuff. I really don't give a monkeys. It's more a case of, you know, how it performs on a dyno, and then that's and how noisy this is compared to that. And then we're just going to decide from there. If I do have to go like a more conventional setup, that system isn't going on it. I'll tell you that for nothing. But I was looking around for like those, you know, the pie cut welded GP looking old school cans and whatnot. I was looking around for some. All the ones that I found was horrible. Look, they just look cheap and nasty. Apart from ones, I can't remember who made it. Was it Yoshi? Could have been Yoshi. The only trouble is it's 700 quid. 700 quid for an exhaust kit. No. The budget on this is going to be around the 2K marker, just over. There is no way I'm spending, you know, basically a third of that on just an exhaust can. That's ridiculous. So I am still looking. There's loads of different options that I'm looking at as well. I might get some pictures and stick them up just so you can see the sort of thing that I'm looking at. Some of them would look quite cool. And they would look, you know, a little bit racy. Which I also want to try and do something a bit more funky with the switch gear. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm looking at these different options and stuff. So if we do need to run a conventional thing, it's not just going to be a bog standard, you know, here's your link pipe, then it just steps out to a boxy looking silencer, then it steps back into the exhaust bit on the end. I don't like that. So we're not having one. Anyway, enough yapping. What have we got in here? This is a domino throttle kit. So I've got cables and stuff as well there, and all my adjusters and stuff. And this is basically a quick action throttle. The throttle tube on the original bike is just horrible. And I've fitted these to my R1, the Blade, the RSVR, all my race bikes and stuff. But, you know, they all had this sort of setup. And I do like the Domino ones because they just work. And they are cool. I did already have a set of cables and stuff, but, you know, it comes with them. So we're having that. And it's got grips and everything as well. That's fine. So that's what's going on there, and it just simplifies the, you know, everything down on the right hand side, which brings me nicely onto switch gear. So I've got one of these. Again, I'll just get pictures rather than unboxing stuff and showing it to you. But I've got a kill switch, which is like a real simple, basic, clean looking, does the job, and that's it, no fuss. And you sort of stick him on the front of that, and it's going to be quite a minimal, neat and tidy setup on the right hand side. That's it. That's all you're really going to have. as far as the switchgear goes, I've got a set of these generic jobbies. So, you know, you've got your high and low beam, your horn, your turn signal, your choke, the kill switch and everything else on the other side. I just don't like them. I think they look nasty and horrible. Properly nasty and horrible. The right hand side does have the throttle built into it. I'm not a fan of this sort of setup. I could go with this. I could go with this quite happily. Apart from that, it's only got one. It hasn't got a push-pull cable. So, I don't know. But the other thing I've got kicking about, which I picked up ages ago, which was going to be for the S-Rad, is like a set of the it's not the GP buttons and stuff, but it's like I'll get a picture and show it to you anyway. But that could work really well with the M unit, and again, it would simplify everything down. Just for the dyno, we're just running with the kill switch stuff. That'll do fine. However, for the finished bike, I do want it to look a little bit racy and a little bit different, and if I can steer clear of bog standard boring switchgear, then we'll do so. And you can program the M unit to do quite a lot of stuff. So, I don't know, I've got some options. We'll just see what it fits up like. This is the rear brake disc. As you can see, it matches the pattern of the front ones. So he's all lovely. He'll work out a treat. It just ties everything together basically. So I've not got different pattern front to a different pattern rear. You know, to be expected really. And then we've got pod filters. Right, let me grab the other one and I'll just show you. Right. These are the ones that I got just from mock-up, and they're nasty as. They're rubbish. Look. They're alright for mock-up and getting spacing and various other bits and pieces, but they're just awful. Look. So even, see around here where the core has been glued in, I mean it's properly been glued in, because the glue's coming out, and it's rock hard, so you can't really get rid of it. You can see it all the way around. These are just chrome. I've just left this, plasticky stuff on it. I don't know if it's chrome or if it's stainless or whatever. I doubt it's, well actually I doubt it's chromed. I don't think they would go to the expense. So we're not running that sort of stuff. And if you stick it on the bike, because of the hole in the frame, it just doesn't really sort of suit it. But they serve a purpose. They were cheap as chips, and I've had them for ages, but I don't think they're ever going to see a bike. So then we've got these. This was a suggestion by, well certainly the brand was, by Paul I think it was. The Piper Cross ones. I was either going to go with these or K&N. I like it because you get stickers, but these are the pod filters that we're going to go with. So these are like the drop down ones. I think I showed a picture of these before. So there's obviously the carb inlet, and it kind of steps down. So, the intake is more at the top than sort of in the middle or anything else. They're foam ones as well, not a core like that one. And this is the sort of stuff that we used to run on the race bikes. These pod filters basically let everything through. Insects, dust, bugs, small children, whatever. And all that is going into your engine. These foam ones have got like a metal mesh, if that makes sense, which is shaped inside, and then you've got the foam, on the outside of that, but the mesh just stops everything collapsing. And they're just better made, basically. Better made. I'm not going to unbox it and stick it on the bike. You'll see that when we get to it and when we shove the carb kit on. But they're the pod filters that we're going to be using, and I think it's going to match up really nicely with that gap in the frame. When we come to fitting the carb kit, we'll have all this on, so you can see it and what it's all going to look like and all that sort of stuff. But that's some of the goodies that has turned up so far. I do still have some more bits and pieces on order, which they ain't here yet, but stuff is coming. Right, I'm just trying to keep everything together so it's all, you know, I know where stuff is. You can come off there. There's no point in putting it all on the shelf because we're going to need it soon. It's just I'm running out of room again. Right, so that's him up there. Okay, what else have I got going on? Oh, Ali, I found another bit of scrap. I think this is 16mm thick, which is a little bit too thick. If I'm honest, we're probably going to end up skinning this down. But I've got another piece of alley which I'm going to use to make the rear sets. I just want to get my head down and get on with that job, and that's going to be this weekend's job on Saturday. So we've got another piece of alley. We can work with that. There are a couple of little dinks and nicks in it. Certainly not square, but we can fly cut all this and get it all nice. Chop it in half, and then I can carry on and get my rear sets done. Haven't even thought about hill guards or all that sort of stuff. I just want to get the basic setup on there so we can run it up on the dyno and blah 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 and everything will be good. So that's this weekend's job. I don't know, if I'm honest, how far I'm going to get with it. Just, you know, time this week has just gotten away from me completely. I've had bugger all time in here to get stuff done. I've just been chasing my tail doing everything else. But we'll see how we go. I do need to have a little bit of a tidy up before we start doing that, because over in the corner it's like you're walking on cornflakes. So that all needs to sort out. But, you know, give it an hour, it'll be just as bad again anyway. Be alright, we'll get through this week. And it'll all be fine. Be back to normal again. I'll have time to do stuff. I won't just be knackered all the time. Oh, yeah. Most of you know I've got a habit of naming stuff. Right, so, you know, the mill's called Brian and the lady's called Chuck, and, you know, the TV at home's called Stevie, and Midge the fridge, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Meet Johnny. I'm not going to tell you why, but see if you can guess. He's alive! It was Kevin Ogg that came up with that one. You know, if you know, you know. You're of a certain age, probably around the 50 mark. So anyway, well, I've got quite a few bits and pieces. There are still some big bits to get, like tyres and, you know, that sort of thing. I'm probably going to go with, I like Pirelli tyres. So a set of Diablos would go really well. That's what I had on the Blade and the R1, and they were just brilliant. We don't need them for a bit. We're going to run it on the dyno with what we've got. Yes, I know they're old and they're hard and nasty, and there's not a great deal of tread, and what tread there is kind of, you know, it's all rounded over and everything, but they'll be fine for the dyno. So, you know, the other stuff on it, you're probably not even going to see, because it's all going to be in the engine. But that ain't going to happen until after it's dyno. The big focus is just get this on a dyno and get it sorted. I need to sort out some wires. I've started work on a wiring diagram. I've got the book of words and stuff, and I'm just sketching out sort of what I need. And it is basically going to be just enough to run the engine. That's it. So that will need to happen. You know, if it's find a temporary place for all the bits and pieces to live to run the engine, and then I sort out the under tray and the seat and all that other stuff later on, that's fine. I don't really care. I just want to see what it makes, and then it goes. So that's the plan. The total focus on this at the minute is get it running, get it on a dyno. And then after that, we can carry on making pretty stuff. It's going to be mint. To see all these bits and pieces coming through and know that, okay, this is how it's going to look, and, you know, bits of that picture in my head are sort of getting filled in, and, you know, all that sort of thing. It really is kind of cool. I just need time back in order to do it. But next week we'll be back to normal again, so you know, we should get some good progress going. What else was I going to say? Was there anything else on this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've talked about exhausts, shown some pictures of the different ones. There's the switch gear and the different options there. Oh yeah, that was it, Speedo. Right, I made this little surround and I've got a GPS Speedo that fits into it. Space on the top yoke is sort of at a premium really, because I've made a set of drop yokes and I haven't hogged out the back of it or anything else yet. So I've still got a couple of lights that I need to stick in there. So I think there's a, what is it, there's, I can't remember if it's neutral and oil or something like that. It's something like that. But there's two lights that aren't on the Speedo that I need to set into the top yoke, and I can't decide where to stick them. The thing is, you can look at it and go, we'll just stick one on either side and sort of tuck it all in, and that would be quite nice. However, on the back side of that, you know, there's like the spacer for the for where the steering stem is, and then you've got the curly round bracket for where the Speedo housing bolts in and all this sort of stuff. It's all getting a little bit busy. I don't want to have a separate stick-on box. So I'm currently looking around at Speedos, which are, I can't remember the size of it. Is it 85 or 65? I think it's 85, something like that, diameter, which has got all the indicators on it that doesn't cost stupid amounts of money. It'd be nice if it's a GPS one as well, just because it simplifies things and cuts down cable runs, blah, 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 tidies all the front end up. But the Speedo might be getting swapped out for something else that has those lights included, so I haven't got to put them into the top yoke. If I have to, that's fine. There's a couple of positions that I'm thinking of that would kind of make sense. It's just at the minute I'm trying to not do it just in case I do something else. So when we run it up on a dyno, it might not have an oil warning light, Crispy. So, you know, any funny noises, stop it. Turn it off. We'll have a look-see and see what's going on. But yeah, that was the other thing on that. And I think that is pretty much it, really. It's just a case of building the bugger, isn't it? So, yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. It's 9:40. I've done a whole video on 1 cup of coffee. That's how little time I've got to get this stuff done. I am sorry the video's a little bit late. I promised that I would do like a weekly update and show you stuff that's coming through and explain plans and kick a few ideas about and all that sort of stuff. And I have been late, but you know, this week, but I do not have any time. I need to get this training done and out of the way, so I just need to put the time in. What was I going to say? There was something else. I can't remember. I'm getting delirious. Oh, the levers and stuff. We're not going to bother with the rear brake for the dyno because Crispy doesn't need it. The only thing he needs is to be able to change gear. So we'll be hooking all that stuff up. And we'll probably reuse the old levers just because they're there and they'll work and it'll all be fine and cushy. They will be getting changed at some point. I just want to get the bloody thing on the dyno. But next week is going to be a lot easier. I'll get my time back. I'll be able to come in and do stuff and blah, 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 blah. There is some bits and pieces I need to do for my own little business. You know, that's going to take a couple of mornings next week, but we should be back to normal, I think. It's just, this week has been a crazy week. It's just been manic, but it's been necessary and it's needed to happen. So I am sorry for the delay in the video. I'm sorry this one doesn't really go into a great deal of detail. I'm sorry I'm rushing it, but you know, reasons. Right, that really is getting cold now. So anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it on this one. I'm back in again on Saturday. And we're going to be doing those rear sets. And what I'm probably going to do, because there is quite a lot of machining and stuff to get done. You've already had the explanation. You already know what I'm doing. I've got another set of drawings and stuff, which is it's more a step-by-step type thing. That's just the way I'm going to do it. So probably the one on Saturday is just going to be head down and get on with it. There won't be any waffle. We'll just blitz through the whole thing, and you know, we'll get to what we get to when we get there, sort of stuff. But I really want to get those things made and mounted, if at all possible, and we'll just try and get it done in a day, basically. So that's what you can expect for the next video, and we just go from there. But that's where I'm going to leave it for this one. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you so much for the people that are chipping in and following along. All your little comments and all that sort of stuff is brilliant. Do hope you're well and staying safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters!